There's been a weird confluence of stories today, and I'm going to continue them in a way. There's connections to most of the wonderful stories we've heard before, which is weird because when Osher asked me, I had no idea why I was asked to be here tonight for this subject. Clearly, Osher and the Story Club Executive Board have not done their due diligence, because if you're even to look at the career of Frenzal Rhomb, and obviously Osher has, you'll know that turning back is our thing. That's what we do. It's the very first thing that we do. The very first Frenzal Rhomb song that ever made it onto a US compilation was called Run. Literally about running away at the very first sign of trouble. Turning back is what we do. Hiding, avoiding conflict, like when Slipknot got mad at us. It was the big day out. We were selling a T-shirt that had cartoon drawings on the front with little kids' masks. So we were wearing little kids' masks, like, you know, made of paper plates and macaroni, that sort of thing. And on the back of it, it just said shit not. Very funny, yes, correct. But the second we saw the members of Slipknot backstage, very unmasked and very muscly, they were walking backstage pointing at our dressing room, we went and hid in the Tarago. Turning back is what we do, even in our music. It's very short, very fast. Our songs are very short, so if you don't like it, it's kind of already over. It's kind of a plausible deniability. No evidence, it magically disappears. Oh, that? A song? I don't think so. I'm sure it was nothing. Maybe some pots and pans falling out of a cupboard onto a drunk bogan with a broken guitar or something. You know, not like the John Butler Trio or Tool. You've really got to commit to those bands. Put the harness on, strap in for 8 to 12 minutes of whatever it is that they do. So, us turning back, backing down, that is what we do. So, if I've spent the last 30-odd years of my life in a band whose strategy for success consistently relies on being non-committal to anything at all, why did I get a vasectomy? It sounds like something it's not that easy to turn back from. I mean, maybe I did it for the same reason as our songs, for plausible deniability. Oh, that? Did we? Oh, no, I don't think so. Maybe some pots and pans fell down on a drunk bogan. And with a vasectomy, it just magically disappears. I mean, at the time there was some self-aggrandising, you know, you shouldn't have to take the pill to mess with your hormones, babe, or stick some metal thing in your body. Fuck that, babe. It's not the person who can get pregnant's responsibility. I even tried writing an article for The Guardian, but it came off far too medals for good boys, or something equally depressing. So let's just file it under men suck, it's the least we can do, that's enough. Please pin my little medal right here. I'm a good boy. Anyway, to find someone to do the snip. Luckily, a mate had already had one. He knew where I should go. Clinic 66. Yes, 66, clickety clicks. Get your kicks at Clinic 66. Snip your dicks at you know, the songs kind of write themselves. Or as my wife said at the time, you sure it's Clinic 66 or is it clinic with 2 sperms next to it? My mate had some advice. Get a local, don't get a general. Don't get general anaesthetic. There's much longer recovery time and maybe complications. And because he knows me, he said, you're going to want to be awake for this. He did suggest, though, some kind of sedative. And he also gave me a heads up about the smell. Actually, I looked it up and I found the text that he sent. They offer local. I had it. It was fucking trippy. You smell your own balls being singed. General anaesthetic and twilight sedation, which is half and half, not where they turn your balls into a vampire. He says, enjoy. Yeah, it was a good one. Enjoy. We have fun together. Enjoy. The two Jats crackers in recovery was my personal highlight. Smiley face. He's quite the salesman. So anyway, here I am. 2017, 19th of December, once again according to looking up my notes. The specialist's name was Dr. Lowe, Dr. Justin Lowe. Very easy to remember, especially with the sedative. I go high, he goes low. First though, because I'm a gentleman, and for the best chance of a hygienic recovery, I got my genitals waxed. They suggest a trim. I maybe went overboard. Once again, for my non-male friends, forced into some kind of beauty regime for whatever reason, we salute you. Another medal, please. So, back to Dr. Lowe. here's a text I sent to my wife. Had a preliminary chat. He asked if you were okay with it and looked at my balls. Also gave me instructions for aftercare, Panadine for a week. And then the operating table and the knife. After he explained what was going to happen and how many of these he performs, apparently 10 more just that day. There's a lot of us doing this. Medals for all. So I'm lying back, I'm numb, waist down. I've got no idea what's happening down there. Vasectomy, funny little tattoo, straight-egged, puppetry of the penis. It's all possible. It's a weird feeling, and I don't know if you've felt this before. I could feel it, not there, but in my upper thighs. I could feel I was being pulled this way and that, like expertly manipulated and stretched into an optimum position, but I couldn't quite feel what was being handled. Like maybe someone who's had a limb amputated, maybe. Like a phantom limb thing. Does that happen with people who've lost their penis? Like with let's just call it a phantom wank, is what it felt like. So I'm kind of feeling myself being stretched kind of tight, being phantom wanked, and at some point I could feel a slight easing of that pressure as a channel was scalpeled into the very middle of me. Then that scalpel is put down for a pair of surgical tweezers. At this point, Dr. Lowe, being a kind and sharing type of person, asked me a little question while I was lying there, feeling myself vaguely stretched apart and sliced open. I'm sure it was more doctorly or scientific than this, but basically the gist was, want to see? Want to get a little sticky beak? A little peekaboo? Well, friends, yes, I certainly did. No turning back. So, I craned my neck down towards my numb lower torso, and Dr. Lowe lifted the tweezers, closed tight around what? What did I see? Okay. It was kind of like something you'd serve up in a kitchen. Ironically, maybe to a baby. Like baby food, like baby pasta. Macaroni, specifically. Unlike the Slipknot t-shirt. Like a small baby fork with some macaroni and tomato sauce. That's what I saw. That's what Dr. Lowe showed me. That's the image that through the sedation and strange phantom wank I still to this day have in my mind. A small piece of bloodied macaroni. So, I leant back, he's got the tube, he sutured it up, he got the electric suturing tool, he just sealed it up right there and then. He burned a little melted cheese on top of the macaroni and tomato sauce. And pretty soon that was it. It was done. I had to very gently get up. I was given instructions, no exerting myself, no sex for a week, not even with myself, not even phantom wanking, I'm guessing. Although, as they tell you, as the feeling comes back, it's not going to feel great for a few days. Once again, in the kitchen, the advice, frozen peas held tight to your painful extremities, please. Another text to my wife, Jen. Pee accident. The pack sprung a leak and dripped a bit onto the sheets. Jen, my wife. Oh, you peed the bed. We make a very good couple. So, of course, I actually had 2 shows that week. I was hosting a couple of Violent Soho Christmas gigs in a very rowdy, hometown, oversold local pub, and there may have been jumping around high kicks and Christmas cheers and how to make gravy sing-alongs, which I think I did note at the time with some irony because making gravy is exactly the thing that I am planning not to be able to do. Medals. Anyway, I told Dr. Lowe, of course I'll take it easy, and then came actually one of the difficult parts, which is something that everyone has encountered who has left their house. I didn't complain when I was getting cut open, that was fine. When I had to abstain from phantom wanking, that's fine. But getting home in an Uber, the text to Jen, of course, Uber driver made me walk heaps, back and forth, while he tried to find me. I just got in and told him it was a tumour in my balls to make him feel worse. But that's pretty much it. That's how you get a vasectomy. There is, of course, the next bit, which is kind of similar to Osh's story, but obviously with the opposite result. And weirdly, and I forgot this until I saw Osh's story today, for me, for my sample to test that the operation had worked, I was allowed to do it at home. 461 King Street, Newtown, if you want to know where I've had one wank, at least one wank. Lived there for 20 years, possibly more. You have, I think it's 45 minutes to get your sample to the clinic. The closest clinic was in Kogarah, and the address they'd given me was wrong. So can I tell you, this has just come back to me tonight, me running around Kogarah with my car parked a long way away because this is, central businesses, you know where to park, running around Kogarah with a little cup, similar to the cup that Osher was talking about, with a lid on it, in a medical bag, kind of like in the 60s Batman movie, where Batman is running around with that bomb trying to find a place to put it. Oh, there's the nuns. Oh, there's the school. There's the marching band. Where can I put it? Until I found the correct repository for my sample. Anyway, I'm glad I remembered that. It was all fine. Everything was wonderful, and I've been gloriously sperm stayed inside ever since. Oh yeah, and the smell. Turns out quite a few body parts at the extremities have similar smells when singed with white heat. So from this moment forth, every time you straighten your hair or burn your eyebrows lighting a ciggy or lean your fancy jumper too close to the heater, you'll know that smell is exactly the same smell as a surgeon delicately suturing closed my sperm tube for all eternity. Thank you.
Lindsay McDougall!